How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Darth Shigong from Gaming on the Dark Side, coming at you with another video for Clash of Beasts. This video is going to be jumping into a topic that I've been thinking about for a bit, so let's get into it. This topic is going to be covering buying soul shards with red gems. Is it possible? Yes, it's definitely possible, and here's how we're going to do it. Okay, so you can obviously buy gems, or I should say soul shards, right, for dollars here. You got the Beast Adept Pack, the Beast Expert Pack, and the Beast Master Pack. These will all give you soul shards within there. However, as you can see, they're limited in how many you can buy. Now, if you look over here in the top right-hand corner, though, we have contracts. And contracts automatically refresh throughout the days you do them, and they give you a set amount of gems. Now, I'm over here at contract tier level 4, so of course my gems are a little bit higher than someone that just started the game, but not at tier 5, which I think is the max currently. So, but that's there, right? So we have the contracts. Now, whenever you use a contract, though, you can refresh the contract with red gems. And I went through it all, and I looked at seeing, hey, which contracts, give the most gems for the cost of refreshing it. That way we can see, hey, if we just use our red gems to refresh contracts, we can basically farm soul shards. So here's a little graph using my tier level, obviously, and all, but theoretically the percentage should be the same no matter what tier you're on when it comes to what we're looking at here. So check this out. All right. So we've got 3 types of contracts, right? You're going to have your easy, your medium, and your hard contract. Now, remember, I'm at tier 4, so my soul shards are a little bit different maybe than yours if you're not at the same tier level. So, based off mine, for the easy contracts, I get 27 soul shards if I complete it, 54 for medium, and 109 for hard. So, you'll see these little multipliers there. That just shows how many times you multiply how many soul shards I get. So, obviously, medium, or easy is worth 1 times. Medium is double the amount of soul shards, and a hard is 4 times. So you think, oh man, that's awesome. So obviously hard's the best. But let's really look at it. Now, when you do complete a contract, it's going to take time to refresh. Now, they refresh naturally for you. You don't have to do anything. You just got to wait, right? Easy takes an hour. Medium takes 4 hours. And the hard contract takes 20 hours to refresh. So you can speed those refresh times up. You can skip them, right? And have another contract pop up by paying red gems. Now, the refresh cost for red gems, for the contracts, right, for an easy contract is 60. Now, in reality, it's really 59 because the second you go to refresh it, it's at 59 minutes, so it drops, right? Same thing with medium and hard. It's really 179 and 479. But I just rounded it up here, right? So 60, 180, and 480. Now, the little numbers next to it, the 1, the 1.3, and 2.5, shows how much gems per hour, right, that it takes to per minute, how many gems per minute it takes to refresh it. So at an easy, you're getting a 1-for-1, 1 gem per minute to refresh. Now at the medium, it's taking 1.3 red gems per minute to refresh, and at hard, it's taking 2.5 red gems per every minute to refresh it. And like I said, you would think, well, hey, the hard is worth 4 times the amount, so it should cost more to refresh, right? But it's not really, though, because when you look at the gems per how many soul shards you get per each of your gems, it doesn't really translate very well, right? The gem cost per stone. So it costs for the hard contract, it's 4 red gems per every soul shard. Medium, it's 3 red gems per every soul shard. And the easy is actually only 2 red gems per soul shard. So the easy actually has the best cost when it comes to red gems per soul shard, which is awesome because the easiest is the least expensive to refresh. And it's also, well, they're going to be the easier of all of the contracts to do. They're the quickest ones, right? Because basically between easy, medium, hard, they're the same kinds of contracts, right? But they just become longer, right? There's more of them. So rather than having to destroy, let's say, 5 towers, right? 5, let's say, leech towers. In a medium contract, it might be 9, right? Or 8. And then a hard might be 12. So it just takes longer to do. Maybe you have to loot, rather than 700,000 essence in my case, you gotta loot 2 million essence. Stuff like that, right? It just takes longer to do the contract. It requires more work from you the harder it is, right? The medium and hard. So just keep that in mind, guys. So with that being said, looking at this chart here, I want to keep in mind for the rest of this, I'm only going to be basing it off of doing easy contracts because they're the best bang for your buck, or the best conversion rate is the easy contracts. We're going to do a 1 hour contract grind for this video and all that for the what we're doing here to sit there and get the numbers. And once again, these are all based off my tier 4 contracts. Now the last thing I want to talk about are some variables that I didn't measure because, well, one, I didn't have the time, and because also there's certain things I can't, right? So one is the variation of contracts. The contracts you're going to get are going to be totally random. So obviously the more I do this and all that, if I would have ran this experiment over a longer period of time, and I would have been able to have a better idea of how often maybe contracts come up. But at the end of the day, it's always going to be very random. Also, the number of shards for lower or higher tier levels or castle levels. I want to say it's the tier levels that really change it. I think I saw this chart somewhere where basically, I think for Mostly Harmless, where each tier level that you increase your contracts, you get like 10% more shards. Now, I don't know if the 10% is based off the initial and it just keeps going from there, if it's based off what you have and you get 10% more. I don't know. If someone knows that, please comment below. But that's a variable. Obviously, if you're doing your battles like I was doing mine, and you have alliance mates that decide to jump into your battle and all that, and if they're slow in joining the battle, right, they take the full 30 seconds to change their beasts over, Iceman, Iceman, well then, hey, that's going to mess you up a bit because it's going to obviously increase the amount of time it takes for you to complete your battles to do, do your contracts. And then last but not least, I can't control how often your game is going to freaking crash in the middle of your grind, which is also very, very frustrating when you're in the groove, you're doing your thing, or man, you're almost practically done with the freaking base and the contract, and blap, crash. And then you have to log back in. And that just takes time to log back in, especially for me. For some reason, it takes me like a full minute for the thing to just let me into the game. And that's frustrating, and that slows you down. So those are variables that I couldn't really control. I can't really measure for, per se. And I just didn't feel like spending the time right now because I wanted to get this out to you because I thought this was kind of cool. Maybe you didn't know about these contracts or know that you could sit there and refresh them the way that, like this, and actually earn soul shards, which would be super, super important for an event like Forge Fiesta. So, with that being said here, let's take a look at the contracts that I got stuck with during my 1 hour grind. Alright, so the contracts that I got were the first one was cast Dark Lance 10 times, destroy 1 Void Tower, loot 757 some odd essence, then loot another 790 essence after that. That was fun. Piercing Pounce 12 times, loot some more essence, destroy 24 towers, cast Piercing Pounce again another 10 times, destroy 5 Leech Towers, destroy 10 enemy bases, that took time, destroy 5 Taunt Towers, earn 23 stars from raids, earn 22 stars from raids. So basically I got 13 contracts in 60 minutes. Now, the ones that were easy, right, like destroy 1 Void Tower, destroying 24-hour towers wasn't very hard. Now, finding Taunt Towers and Leech Towers, I would highly recommend you guys favorite some bases that have those towers. That way it makes this easy, right? The same thing with certain kinds of towers that are hard to find. You guys are going to want to star certain bases. That's a different video we can talk about some other time. But basically, you favorite some bases, so that way you always have them available to hit some of these really weird ones, especially if you're committing yourself to an hour-long grind. You get it done quicker, right? Or more quickly. Now, when it comes to earning a certain amount of stars and all that, or a certain amount of essence, well, that's going to take multiple runs. And once again, you just got to, either pick easy bases and knock out of the way quickly so you can get as many stars as possible or destroy as many bases as quickly as possible. When it comes to essence or gold, then you want to hit the highest amount possible on a land. So you're looking around and searching really quickly. So those are the things that are going to kind of add time and slow you down. Now, with my 13 contracts, basically getting that done in an hour meant that every contract on average took me 4.5 minutes to complete. Now, some are going to take longer than others. That does take into consideration my crash I took in, and also my slow alliance mates in jumping into some of my attacks. Some were quick, some were not so quick. I don't know what the heck they're doing, what they're deciding on. And just pick a beast, get in there, and let's make it happen, right? And all. So, because I'm in a rush, we got to be grinding and getting this stuff done. So, hey, you guys might get less contracts in if you get a bunch of ones that require a lot more work, or you might get a bunch more in, depending on, you know, how many contracts you can do, right? Yours is going to vary somewhat compared to mine. But like I said, I didn't have a chance to run a lot of different versions of an hour because I'm rushing out here for some training. I'll be gone all week, so I want to get this done before I was gone for the week. So that would obviously help out. I think I'll have to do this again because I'm going to be grinding contracts for my soul shards so I can do better in Forge Fiesta. So I'll be able to keep track and have a better average of how many contracts I can get done in an hour. And, you know, when you guys are doing this, let me know about you. What's the most? I want to see. I'm really curious to see who can get the most contracts done in an hour. If you can beat 13, let me know. If you guys can get higher than that person, let me know. Maybe we should make a contest and see who can get the most contracts done, and just to see, you know, who can grind the quickest. Or maybe you guys can find faster ways of grinding these things out to make life easier for everybody. All right, so those are the contracts I got. Like I said, comment below, tell me what you guys are getting. If there's something I missed or there's a random contract that isn't representative of the 10 that I have here, like, oh, dude, you never got one like this, let me know. So let's look at this by the numbers here. 13 contracts, right? So that gives me, when I look at my soul shards for 13 contracts times 27 soul shards, I'm able to get 351 soul shards in that hour. Now, the red gems it took for me to refresh that was 708 red gems, right? Because it's 59 times 12. Because remember, I told you, when the refresh timer starts, it starts at 59 minutes and 59 seconds or whatever and all that stuff. So it instantly drops me one gem. So it's 59 to do. Times 12, not 13, because the first one was already open when we started. Didn't cost me any gems for that. I waited till that one refreshed and went right into that. Last is the dollar cost per red gems. Remember, every red gem really cost us 0.004 cents. So you times that by 708, and that equals $2.83. So for an hour of grinding, it cost me $2.80, and I'm able to get 351 soul shards. So you guys can say, hey, is that worth it to you or not? In the grand scheme of things, when you look at buying soul shards from the packs, yes, it's more than worth it when it comes down to it. You guys can see in a little bit when I really break it down. If you wanted to invest money in soul shards, there's way better to do. This is, I feel, a better way of doing it because you're playing the game anyways. And if you just grind for 1 hour, you know, 1 hour a day, that's not horrible. And you're able to really, really maximize the amount of soul shards you get for an investment of, well, your money and, of course, time. So let's move on to looking at some more stuff like that. So I was asking around and trying to figure out how many days in between Forge Fiestas is there. And for the most part, it seems like every 8 days or so, the next event really happens, right? So if we have one Forge Fiesta that just ended, then that means we have 2 days of like kind of time in between that event and it'd be Building Boom that happens next. So those are 2 days. Then you got Building Boom, Raid Wars. It's another 8. You know, those are 8 days each, in a sense, from switching from one to the other before the next Forge Fiesta starts. So that's 16. So it's 18 days total. So if you were to do this method and grind using my numbers, obviously tier 4, so your numbers might be slightly different and all that and all the variables, but with my numbers here, if everything stayed exactly the same, 1 hour a day of grinding for those 18 days would give me 6,318 soul shards just from the grinding. That's not counting just the natural refreshes and doing my normal easy ones here, the mediums and the hards when they pop up. Those add into it. Doesn't count the extra rewards I get just from opening chests and other things where you get soul shards randomly. I'm gonna get those, right? So that's there, but that's at least just from the grinding. That's not bad, guys. 6,318 souls. That gives you some placements in the Forge Fiesta. It helps out. Now, the cost to refresh this is going to be 12,744 red gems, which when you calculate out the cost of red gems is about 51 bucks. So obviously, if you don't have a lot of red gems, and then you have to buy them, right, or find some way of getting them. So like I said, this is a way of converting red gems into soul shards. Remember, red gems are the currency that costs money to buy. So hey, if you're a free-to-play player, this is probably not for you, obviously. But if you're a pay-to-play player, or at least someone that wants to invest some money in the game, this is one way you guys can do it. Because I know Forge Fiesta is tough because you just need soul shards. There's no way around it, right? There's no other method of gaining points in that event. So that's what this video is kind of gearing itself for Forge Fiestas. How can we maximize Forge Fiestas? Now, my advice would be to grab the $49.99 gem pack, not the soul shard pack, right? They have the Beastmaster pack that you can buy one time for 50 bucks. You only get 4,000 soul shards. Granted, you have another 500 gems in there. You're able to scrounge out maybe a few more if you wanted to grind, but that's about it. But if you're using this method for the $50 pack of gems, you're going to get 15,000 red gems, which will leave you with 2,300 gems, which you can use to grind another 1,053 soul shards for a total, like I said, using my numbers, of 7,371 soul shards. In that 18 days, it would cost me 50 bucks in red gems, and I can get that many soul shards. That's with other soul shards added into that, man, I can get quite a bit. So if I was going to invest, this is the way I would do it. Now, you guys can spend your money and your time however you want. Obviously, some people don't want to spend 18 hours grinding out for soul shards. Gotcha, that's fine. That's cool, right? You're not a grinder and you don't feel like grinding for this. It's not worth it. Totally can understand, right? Maybe you're completely free to play and you're like, dude, I don't want to spend any money on this game. Hey, well, then don't worry, dude. Just grind out. Just make sure you're doing your contracts. I would set an alarm and make sure that every hour, I'm re-logging back in the game and doing my easy contracts. And then every third hour, I'll do an easy and a medium. And then every 20th hour, I'm making sure I'm getting my hard one in. Because no matter what, if you're logging in every hour, you can maximize the amount of the soul shards you're getting done throughout, between those 18 days. And that can help you out too. All right, so hey, everyone's going to play their own way. And I can't tell you guys how to spend your money and figure out how you want to invest it or your time. That's completely up to you. The purpose of this video is just to kind of show you guys, hey, if you wanted to convert red gems into soul shards, this is a way you can do it. Because I was trying to figure that out. Because like I said, with Building Boom, I can convert red shards into the time, right? I don't have to, I can use red shards to pay for the gold that I need to increase a tower's level. I can pay red shards to do the timer, so I don't have to sit there and pay with timers, right? So basically, Building Boom, I could completely pay to win that if I wanted to. Or a player wanted to pay to win, they could, because they don't limit how many red gems you can buy, right? They only really limit everything else. So red gems, they want you to spend money on that and all. But I was really shocked that they didn't have some method of then buying soul shards. Now, don't get me wrong, I can understand how that would definitely unbalance some stuff, especially with the way Forge Fiesta goes. So Forge Fiesta really is very, very resource management heavy. You have to be able to manage your resources, and in this case, earn soul shards in between Forge Fiestas, so then you're able to do better at Forge Fiesta, because during Forge Fiesta, it's a pain in the butt. Obviously, you're not getting as many soul shards, and they don't sell that many packs, and the packs they do offer, while they're not bad monetary deals, they're once again limited, and they're not really going to push you very far. For about $100, you get to the point to where you're only really moving up one level of rewards and the personal rewards. It's not really going to help out. Now, if you're like only a couple soul shards away or like 1,000 soul shards away from the next level or being able to earn something, and you're like, oh man, I just want to move up one bit or help my alliance out one bit, well then hey, maybe you're going to spend $30 or so to buy one of those packs. But this here, I think is a much better investment. You're doing it throughout the week. And like I said, you're looking for something to do. It's like, I'm just going to sit there, put the TV on, and I'm going to sit there and grind this out for an hour and just get it done. I was watching an episode of Flash, the CW Flash. That show's gotten trash, dude, lately, man. It's so trash. But I'm so committed. I've watched so much of it now. I just got to keep watching it to finish it up to see how much worse it can get, I guess. It's not even about the Flash anymore, right? It's about all his freaking teammates. It's ridiculous. Starting CW. Anyways, so that being said, guys, that's the video for this. If you guys have any other suggestions on how you can grind out soul shards, please comment below, because I think people are very frustrated with Forge Fiesta. I know I am, and that would help. All right, guys, This video went way longer than I thought. I thought it was going to be like a 5-minute video. And once again, here I am at 20 minutes. So I'm going to cut it off here, let you guys go. I'm your boy, Darshigong. Thanks for joining me. And as always, I hope to catch all of you gaming on the dark side.
Deep in the dark, down on my knees, I've seen things that